Turned out pretty well. I think maybe the only thing I need is like a sign. Hey all, Taves here, back playing some more House Flipper, and we are back at the bar. It's been a few weeks, but we are back at the bar, hopefully to finish it off today. Yeah, a few bits going on. I've started working on the outside, did some fiddling around with this kind of little window box shutter thing, which I'll just kind of quickly show you how I did it. But I think we're going to start there and then we're going to go inside. Frame rate's been a bit dodgy, a bit up and down. Hopefully it's not too bad today. I think it's just a lot of lighting going on, so I've had to tweak the settings and fiddle around a little bit. But yeah, let's do this outside for a minute. I'll just show you kind of the technique here. It's a box, raised box, couple of things that look like shutters. It's funny, this house actually, because it's got on the back, it has these shutters, but you don't get them on the front. In fact, you don't get them on every window, not on that window either. And so I think we'll just, as I said, I'm thinking probably the first episode of this little mini series, I sort of said wasn't planned to do a great deal on the outside, but we'll do a little bit of work, do a little bit to kind of jazz it up a tad, but yeah, not going to go crazy with it. I think we'll probably just pebble this over the front. So first thing to do is to stack up some paving slabs. So this is one of those ones, unfortunately, that only works if you've got the garden flipper. And this piece, or this particular paving slab, seems to be the best option. There's some weird little eccentricities still with these stacking things. They don't seem to have done anything new to it, which is a bit of a shame, because it would be nice if they kind of made them all work consistently. But yeah, so stacking away. It doesn't matter how kind of even the pattern is really, but once you get it up to the same sort of height, let's just check that. Might be a bit higher there. We'll take some of these away. And then we're going to grab the blind first, because you can see the blind sits at a slightly lower position, because you want it kind of fairly equal on the window. So if you do what I've done there, just place it down. As long as you've got the last piece to put in, we can kind of get it closer to the window if we want to, or we can even kind of move it over a tad. I'm going to give myself a bit of a margin for error there, because I'm not exactly sure where it needs to be. And then we should be able to place that down. How's that look? It looks like it's slightly too low, so we'll go a couple more slabs back in there. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. It's been very hot. We've been streaming regularly. My PC's not been very happy about doing anything, to be honest. It's been very, very warm in the UK, but hopefully things are starting to cool down a little bit more, so should get back to something more regular. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So that's our height marker, so all we've got to do is kind of take that one off. We'll just move this one over, because it will be a bit of a pain to get it to position. Go back, grab another one of these. Okay, it was that one. And then we'll stick this one in place as well. And you'll notice with these, they've got like a hinge on the inside. Or they've got a hinged edge and then a not hinged edge. So if you try and make sure that the hinge edge is pointed in towards the window. Okay, so that's that bit. Should be able to take these away now and it won't slip. Okay, and then just kind of leave a bit of a platform. Again, this is a bit of a trial and error to get the height right. This is again another piece from the Garden Flipper DLC, so flower pot rectangular. I think this is actually the largest one you can get. And that looks like it needs to come down just one more, so we'll just take that layer off. Put this up there. That should be about right. The key thing is to make sure you don't take away the slabs until you're happy that it's in the middle. I think that's pretty good. my slabs are not exactly centered, so it looks a bit offset, but I think when I take all these away, we should now have a... It still looks like it's a little bit offset, but I think I'm all right with that for now. I might fix that off camera. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up these 3, and then I'll bring you back. We'll go back inside. Okay, we actually ended up doing quite a bit more than I thought I was going to do out here, but I think it's getting pretty cool now. We basically put in, so I ended up, finished those window boxes. Put these kind of little, I guess they're like smoking pods or just outside space pods. This is the best one. So this has got like a little heater out there and a little kind of surrounded bench seat thing. So I just did some basic stuff with it. Put a drain down, put some bit of foliage in, and then another one on this side, which is a little bit simpler. So yeah, pretty happy with that now outside. I think that's probably all we're going to do outside because I'm not going to do the back. But we need to get inside. I think the next stage is to do this bathroom. So we've got basically how this is going to be is just, it's going to be pretty simple. It's effectively like a unisex toilet. So I think just we'll have a men's toilet and a ladies' toilet, and then this will be sinks and whatever out here. So first things first, the most important thing to do is, while we wait for this to load, is to put a sign down so everyone knows where to go. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I don't have to waffle quite so much through this filler space. There we go. Right, so we've got, I think I've got a sign here somewhere, and we've got a few little bathroom pictures which we can use, but pretty sure I've probably already scrolled past it several times, but there is a little image that I grabbed that had toilet on it. Where is it gone? Oh, there we go. Just about to say, I swear I'm always blind when I look at these things, but it is there. So I think we'll just do something pretty simple like this. And we'll stick that guy up the centre. So let's jump in here then. Close this up. And as I said, I think this will be fairly simple. So let's have a look at floor tiles. Doesn't need to be anything too amazing in here. But maybe we'll go for like a trendy bathroom. That's actually not a terrible like terribly small space for a bathroom. I do always kind of wish there was a way. I think I saw someone post this on Facebook the other day, or maybe it was on Reddit, but someone saying about there being the option for frosted glass or something that was more than just the like bathroom with a closed blind in it. Because if you think about this is like where you've got this. These are all ground floor houses, so you would have something that would give you a little bit of privacy in your bathroom. So I think we'll go with that as a start. And let's look. We've got reasonable amount of width there, so let's have a look, see if we can get in. What do we probably only need 2 sinks because there's two toilets, so you don't really need any more than that, I guess. You're never going to have more than 2 people washing their hands in here. So sink plumbing system. I think we'll go for like the ones that are kind of built-in units. Hopefully we can make this look like it's kind of a counter. I don't think I've ever done... I'm trying to remember. I don't think I've ever done like a his and hers sink, which is effectively what this is. See, that one feels like it's the one that works the best for this. But we haven't... There's not actually that many sinks, are there? Yeah, we kind of are... When you think about how many different options there are in the kitchen now, I don't know, I'm trying to think, are there more than... Maybe there aren't that many different actual unit types now in the kit. I think maybe we've got sort of 3 of them in the kitchen. Is that going to be? Let's see what this looks like. We'll plumb this in. It's getting a little bit confused because I've got two of the assemblies next to each other, so it's kind of a little bit confused as to which one I'm interacting with. So let's plumb all this in. Try not to make a big mess, like we always do. Yeah, I think that will probably work. 2 of those next to each other. Oh, they will actually butt right up against each other, which is pretty cool. Clicky click, in all the wrong places. Ah, yeah. Saying that, interesting. Okay, let me try and figure out if I can do this, guys. I'm gonna have a problem because sometimes this is still a thing in the game. If you get, I've got all scan everywhere now. Got all scan everywhere. So the problem I'm having is because I basically can't reach. For some reason, when you kind of clip into something. Let's try doing the right one first. But yeah, I can't access the plumbing. Weirdly, it looks like I've got space, but won't let me do it. I think it's because of the camera position it puts you in, and so like this camera position here, if you do that and you're inside an object or inside the wall, it has issues. There's been an issue since the start of the game, that actually, which is kind of a bit weird. I guess it's something in the engine that means that you can't have a kind of a character model with no clip, which is effectively what we'd need to sort that, I guess. Right, so will that actually... Yeah, see, now it doesn't... Oh, it does bar. Right, so can we actually get this done? Let's see. In theory, I will... Oh, is this gonna be a problem? No, see, that's weird. So it let me do it that time. So I am kind of clipping into the other cupboard sometimes, and that seems to be fine. That is strange. Okay, so next, I guess, will be wall tiles. So that actually works quite well next to each other. Well, I kind of wish I'd centered it on the... Let me center it on the wall, guys. Okay, so we'll come back and fix that in a minute. Let's have a look at tiling then. So I don't think this needs to be complicated at all. Don't really have anything we can use as a hand dryer. Although I did look at this, I think I looked at this on stream for something the other day. Whether that is sort of convincing as a hand dryer. I think maybe in this context that could be seen as a hand dryer. Put 2 of these next to each other. Like that. I think you can kind of visualise or imagine their hand dryers. What else do you have in the bathroom? I guess you need some mirrors. And never remember where these are. Others? No, they're in decorations, aren't they? Decorations, mirrors. I don't obviously have any. I've got that weird thing with my mirrors again. I don't know where this is coming from, but maybe we'll have to kind of repair our game files or something. But I've had it for a few days. That's weird. That's the wrong way around. Let's turn those on. Drop the FPS a bit. And then we'll do some tiling, I think. So we'll probably pull the tiling into the bathrooms, but we'll do the floor different in the bathrooms. So what can we do that matches this? Wall tiles. I tend to always go, if it's... I think I tend to just kind of use the simple tiles a lot. I think in this kind of setting, yeah, these will be fine. think in this kind of setting where it's kind of I guess this is like a trendy jazz bar. That's what we're going for. So this needs to feel kind of stylish and minimal. I've made a couple of changes. I've changed this wall to red. I've tiled in here. I've changed the doors so they match to that door. Put a couple of lights in. Yeah, I tried to fix the mirrors. If anyone knows what the problem with the mirrors is, guys, let me know, because I thought maybe if I just sort of repaired my game files and stuff, that would make a difference, but it doesn't seem to have helped. So I don't know if that's just a bug at the moment or what. So let's do these sinks. So I have checked this works, but yeah. So if you have this problem yourself, you need to take the sink off, unmount the sink basically, get back to this point where you can put the skirting board on first, and then you go back and mount the sink after that. So we should be able to do this. So I was using the dark grey. We've got to get this in the centre. So I'm lining it up with that centre line there on the blinds, which is kind of handy. Right, so it's grabbing the wrong one there, which is a little bit annoying. I might have to just delete this first. Let's do that again. That looks like it's pretty good to me. That's probably about as good as it's going to be. So let's go back. Plot. Put the plumbing in again. And then we're going to need to remember to do this again. Do this in the right order so that I don't get stuck in the second sink. So we'll plumb that in a minute. I'll do that off camera just so you don't have to watch me do that again. So I think this is starting to come together. Those are looking more and more kind of legit. I think maybe we'll put a radiator here. This was another thing I was thinking about earlier as well, because I think they have Fraser District have sort of teased out about the idea of, as well as this kind of luxury home thing, about there being more industrial conversions and sorts of things like that. So one of the things that I felt would really feel like it fit with that would be sort of fixture and fittings that worked alongside with an industrial feel. One of the most obvious being radiators. So I just thought it would be really cool to see some old cast iron radiators in those sorts of buildings. The sorts of ones you see in you used to see in old Victorian schools and those sorts of things. Yeah, I think that fits all right. Not going to do an enormous amount more in here. I think it's probably pretty close to being done. Maybe a couple of little pictures up on the walls. Let's have a look, see what we've got. I know we've got a few things that kind of work in bathrooms and would work in a sort of public or like a commercial bathroom. So pictures we've used before, I keep meaning to go back and redo these, but I think these probably fit quite well with the vibe of the room as well. Vibe of it being kind of a jazz bar. And they're nice and kind of minimal as well. I don't think we'll use that one, but we'll definitely go with this one. They see me rolling. Okay, so is that in line? Lining it up with the tile there. I think just there. Probably good. Okay, cool. Right, so then I think the only thing left to do is just to put the... I don't think this needs any skirting boards and stuff, but we'll put the toilets in here. There we go, in installations. Toilets. So these are going to be identical. I did say, actually that was quite a big room, isn't it, for a toilet now. I did say I was going to put make one a male and one a female. Actually, this is quite interesting because this one is now small. Is that even... Okay, we might have to have a little bit of a rethink here. How am I going to do that? So that door is now too close. What's on the other side of this wall? Yeah, Okay, it's all getting a bit squishy, isn't it? That is literally that wall right there. I thought I'd planned this out, but maybe this is a bit tight. What we could do is we could take a bit back. If I can take a bit back out of this, let's just have a little look. This is a bit of a shame because I've sort of got to finish point slightly with this one or this room, but then I'm kind of go back to knocking walls down and rejigging things. I think if I can move the door over. Just bear with me a second, guys. I'll just bring you along with this so you can see what I'm going to do in terms of the layout shift. Hoping this is going to work. If I can just bring, because this room is actually quite large for a toilet. If I can let's bring that wall down. I always forget that I can do the scroll wheel thing, but we'll do this, and then we'll borrow a bit more space back, taking this wall out. Let's see if this gives us enough room. I think this will just do enough to get clear of the door. And if we mount the toilet, where's that go? Is that the other side? I've opened a hole up into the... No, I haven't. Interesting. So where's that then? Is this wall... Where's that? Oh, that's just what I've just taken back, isn't it? It just confused me. Just taken that back. So that's... I'm taking that back out of the other room. Right, so we've lost a little bit. In fact, it doesn't feel like it's closed it in very much. In fact, we can just take that corner off will help. Because you don't need those corner pieces. Because those two walls come together. So that feels like it opens it back out a bit. If we put another lintel in there. And then this toilet. Is that little bit of rubble not gone? Interesting. There you go. This toilet now, take that off, should, I believe, just be able to go either kind of there, or actually maybe there. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so let me fix this up, tidy this up, and then we'll come back when we're moving on. Okay, doing the thing, so I thought I'd bring you back. So we're trying to create a couple of things. I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get like something that's going to look like a toilet roll dispenser in this toilet, but also I don't know if I want to do these. I think maybe I could use these as toilet roll dispensers. I think down at the right height. Yeah, I think that's kind of convincing. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use this thing. So what I've got here is a little stack of towels and a little container. And I think when you put the stack of towels inside there, in fact, can we even get 2 stacks of towels? Maybe. But that will actually look more like their disposable, kind of like disposable kind of towels that you would just chuck in this bin sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully you know what I mean. And then I've used these. I've done this before, but these little heaters actually work quite well as kind of little side cupboards, like little sort of side things here. The problem we get is that inevitably that won't stack on top of that. So we need to do a little bit of stacking. I think maybe this will work. Let's get another bin. So there'll be a bin on each side, effectively. In fact, is the smaller one better? I think maybe the smaller one is better, and in fact, because it can get a bit closer as well. Then it won't take up so much space. That other one's got quite a big hitbox around it. Then we do this, and then we'll put a set of towels on each side. In fact, we can move this. We can move this then, can't we, as well? so it matches that. In theory, you should be able to look into that black portal of portal of death, and then maybe actually we'll switch these. I think maybe we'll switch these around because those are a little bit tight on that side anyway. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay, so let's see if we can get. So will that go on the corner of the? Kind of maybe would go on the corner there. But let's get a. This is going to be a bit tricky actually. Let's see if we can get a shelf. So we'll do the old stacky trick. Get these in position. So sticking a shelf down first, and then another one. I think once I've got the box on there, then that should be fine because the towels will go inside the box. Actually, this is going to be easier than I thought it was. So let's do another one this side. And then if we just remove that, yeah, and remove that, they sit down on top. And these should, in theory, yes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do two in one. In fact, it does look quite high that side, isn't it? But we'll just do 2 in one and then 1 in the other. So they look like one side's been used more than the other side. Come on. There we go. So yeah, the theory being you wash your hands, take one of the towels, wipe your hands, put the towel in the bin. Cool. I think that works. And then I think these kind of now feel like they're more like toilet roll dispensers. I didn't really want to just put a toilet roll up because it looks a bit weird. You imagine going to a bar and just having a roll of toilet roll on the side. I think it would be a bit odd. And put lights in here. Weirdly, these lights actually kind of light from a really low position, but I think it's kind of cool. I think that's kind of working. So the only other thing we've got to do is some stuff back here. So the video is probably running a little bit long now, but I think I'll just kind of jump ahead and show you this when it's done. Back in a minute. Okay, so fairly simple in here then. I wanted to keep it looking sort of fairly industrial, so kept the plaster texture on the wall, which I actually really like, that concrete texture, but mixing in with the mouldings works really well. So fridges down this side, just a basic kind of wash up and cooking facility. This is more of a sort of staff area really, I guess. Some more glass washers, heater up on the wall, first aid, some boxes and things, and then we're back round to the bar. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. As I said, I don't think I'm going to do anything out there, but I think let's kind of have a quick look around then. So I think this is probably done. I think we'll sell this on the start of the next episode and move on to whatever we're doing next. So yeah, pretty happy with that. As I said, it's not great performance, but it's turned out pretty well. I think maybe the only thing I need is like a sign that will kind of finish it off. So yeah, pretty happy. I hope you guys enjoyed that. There's 3 parts of this, so yeah, not too long. My name is Toves, and I shall catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.